A very good morning to everybody. It's Saturday now, the 11th of July, and you join me on the promenade. The time is this side of 9 a.m. in the morning, and look across the road. The horses and their carriages have returned, and you can now see the full lettering of this Sea Life Blackpool. First things first, please. Thanks to everybody who watches my videos, and also thanks to all the people and shops that allow myself to video them. This channel only survives through viewers and participants. Thank you all very, very much. This clip of the seafront will represent my introduction to my Sunday review, which will be uploaded tomorrow morning, the Sunday, the 12th of July. I'm really hoping that everyone will enjoy this video this week. The programme, which is vast, will see visits to our builds, a visit to a new shop, and there is quite a lot in this one. Invitations as well, invites as well, and I think I would like to leave it there and just say thank you for everything, and I sincerely hope that you enjoy this video. All my thanks to all the viewers and all participants. Now, this is really meant. Thank you ever so much, everyone. I'm going to go back to Monday now and start the video. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. On a very, very windy morning, we see Blackpool North railway station, and moving across the road, we can see what is going on at the rear of the Wilko stop. What we will see is that the pavement is now in process of receiving new pavement slabs, and you will see here a very friendly gang taking up the old ones, and they will replace them with those new ones you see in front of you. There looks to be absolutely hundreds and hundreds of them. This little visit here will start off our videography for the week. I have hopefully some very interesting invites to attend, so if everything goes to plan, it should be a very, very interesting video as a whole indeed. I do hope it works out. I will try my best. Another typical happening in Blackpool. The new name of the old one, which was the Imperial, it is now known as Garlands. This is simply a name change. The proprietors are the same. As said, it's just a simple name change and a lovely new sign with a first-class paint job, etc. to the front. And here we can see the sign erectors at work. Actually, very interesting is that these were the ones that actually done all the signs for the flying handbag. They have done thousands of signs in Blackpool. A quick view of that sign company, and I'm going to go back to my first clip now of here, because something just to explain to you. Now this is that first clip that I used. Now please notice that unmarked van across the road. Now this was left here overnight, and it completely hampered my videoing. The van has just won a fixed penalty notice. I think that's a £70 prize. We will return here to see the finished work of the signs and the painters. It is Monday today, and I do all my personal affairs, so I'll see everybody tomorrow, weather permitting. Bye bye.
Just to show you where we are, there's the Abingdon barbecue shop. Just going to walk a few paces, and across the road I would like you to notice this, the barbershop. Kaz the Barber's hot towel and wet shave. Oh look, and it is closed. Oh dear. But not to worry, something quite incredible and very swift has happened. Now there's that Abingdon barbecue shop now, right in front of me. And if I was to just approach this shop here, I would like to show you very much what has happened. Now this is an incredible job here. The barbers have moved from that shop across the road that you've seen earlier, Kaz, into this one here. And it is beautifully set out. This is a man's hairdresser's. Absolutely incredible. Beautifully fitted out, as I've said. Everything in place. There's the sanitizers there, etc. The stylists you see in front are not wearing masks yet, as they've been so kind enough to make sure that they are here just for myself to make this video. They're not open to the public today yet because it's not opening hours. I'm just going to walk you down here. Can you see this? This is a modern days man's hairdressers. It is superb. Please notice the wonderful flooring and this very, very clever wall tiling here. They're preparing now for all their customers to come in. They've been trading here for just 2 days. I cannot show you their sign yet as it has not been moved. But please have a look at this. Isn't this a superb job? Just going to walk backwards to catch the effect of the ceiling. And the lovely settees for the clients to be able to sit down on. Yes, a new hairdresser's, Abingdon Street, Blackpool. Superb. Whoever fitted this out has done a marvellous job. But I'm just going to turn round and thank the two stylists very, very much indeed for coming here a little bit earlier to allow me to make this video. Thank you very, very much indeed. Clearer view now of this newly named the Garlands. This is the new name, and we see this morning the final top coat of the paint. Blue and gold. This is being done in blue and gold, and it looks very, very nice indeed. I can tell you that the management hope possibly to open up this coming weekend. However, in this world that we live in now, it's never possible really to give exact times, but they hope to be open as soon as possible, including, as said, this weekend. So that's our visit now to Garlands. Used to be called the Imperial.
Important and necessary work taking place this morning on the beach. To the right is the North Pier. This huge beach of Blackpool is always very well looked after, as you can see. This work here can be seen quite often taking place. We are further down the promenade now, and we are looking across the road to Sea Life. This is their new, impressive and finally finished frontage, and you can see the first two letters in place. Sea Life is now reopened and welcomes all visitors. We will come back at a later date to see all the lettering in place. Quickly tell you again, Sea Life now open. And this is another look at their frontage, their brand new impressive frontage. And in front, this is Luna. She has lovely, lovely blue eyes, and she's enjoying her daily walk. She's very well known on the promenade here at Blackpool. A very good afternoon. Can you direct me, please, to Robin Ross's print studio? Oh, it's upstairs. Up those stairs. Thank you very much. These are the stairs. Then I'll see you inside his studio. I won't be a minute. I'll just climb these stairs safely.
Marvellous. Well, good day and welcome to the Rock Factory Print Studio. I'm Robin, Colin's the man behind the camera, so we're going to try and do this between us. Anything could happen in the next half hour. We're going to do a colour and then I'm going to wander around the studio and show how things are done. This is a method called CMYK, where you start with cyan, then you go magenta, then you go yellow, then you go black. But to get your colour right on the paper, what you have to do is print on this acetate. And this is a pump which holds the paper down on the screen. In case you haven't guessed, I'm a screen printer. This is our first colour, which is cyan. So you see the yellow bits on there, the ink will go through the yellow bits and not through the green bits. That's probably a fairly basic way of saying it, but that's what it does. So in the middle of Blackpool, it's quite fun doing this because people don't expect you to be doing it in the middle of Blackpool. There's some great artists in the town, Adrian Pritchard, Tom Ireland, some really, really good creatives, great photographers too. There's potters, there's all sorts of people doing wonderful work. There's Elizabeth Ward, she's doing great stuff, Dawn Mander, Kate Yates, Richard Oughton, loads of people doing really good work. So as you can see, the blue has filled up an area there. All I do then is get the squeegee and it's down into me. And you reflood your screen, because whenever you're working you want to keep ink in your screen, otherwise it dries. So it's the beginning of the image, and then to find somewhere I have a little pink ruler, so they tell me. So what we're going to do is position the paper so we can run prints off, so you don't have to keep repositioning it. So we can turn the pump off and measure where this goes. It's a little bit splodgy there, so I'm going to do some scrap ones in a minute. So that's 7.5. So we need to move that way a bit and get it down a bit. So that is, what's that? That's about 5. And what's that? That's about 8. That's too far. So I would imagine we're going to be about 6.5. and that's 6.5, so that's pretty close actually. Yeah, that's about right, I think. Let's have a look here. 7, 6.5. And then dig up your old credit cards. All my credit cards are old. I have one that's a bit dangerous. This is the Friends of the Grand membership card. It's very useful, and all I'm going to do is create a right angle using the credit cards. So that every time I put my paper on, it'll be the same every time. So it saves me lining up every time using the plastic sheet. Once you've set the right angle, then it should make life fairly easy. And I've been doing this 11 years now, so I've sort of got a rough idea what I'm doing. And I'm slowly getting there. So I'm going to pull one of these, which needs, basically it takes a few pulls to get it before you can start doing actual printing. So now, into me, put it again, and we're getting there. So then all you have to do then is get, when you grind stuff out. So our next colour will be magenta, so we'll do that a bit later on. These have to dry. There's a pump here, so I can move the paper around. The minute I take my foot off that, it sticks. So I know it's going to be in the same place because I've used the old credit cards. And then same again, down and pull. This is an image that I got in New York of a sign that I just liked. Do what I do, and I've travelled quite a bit. I went, oh, 5-star removals, that'll do. And you get to enjoy an image. So now we're going to do some proper ones, that was just to get the ink through. I use Somerset paper, 300 GSM, and there's a watermark there. So you've got to make sure you're printing on the right side. And again, you register with those. Let your pump up. Loads of ink in the screen. Down to me. Flood it again. Hello. Now, see, I haven't re-registered it. A bit short, that'll do. Paper's a different size. Don't want to have to set it. Could do it, but I'm going to cheat a bit. So because everything's water-based, very, very safe. That's all the cyan out of that. Good, so we've just done a print, we've just done one colour. This basically is my studio, which when I moved in was completely empty. We managed to put some rooms in, put some equipment in. It's still very basic and you couldn't really use it for anything else, but it's just a lovely space. For artists it's perfect. I've got a lot of screens, all different sizes. A lot of them have got images on them now because I've had to get images on a lot of things because my suppliers have put all their prices up or they've closed. So I've had to find new suppliers. So it's been a bit of a nightmare. Images I'll be working on fairly soon are something like this. That's a guy I photographed in India. And he just had a great face about him. So that will be transferred to screen and then I'll print just as I've done just now, the same thing. Once you get an image on screen, it's pretty good. I sometimes do these. This is called image transfer. And this basically is putting images on wood. So you use a medium, this is the best actually, and a laser toner copy. You put the medium on the piece of wood, you put the image face down, that dries overnight, and then you rub the pulp off and varnish them, and you end up with something like that. and they're real fun to do, doing image transfer. It's great. These are from my past life. So the picture of Jagger was when I used to work in a club in London called the Rock Garden in Covent Garden, and he came to the door one night, and his brother used to come in quite a lot. So he came in and he said, in The Wonderful Joys of Melody Maker, it's starting to happen in London at Covent Garden. You've been to the Rock Garden, they have some very mixed bands. Some are good and some are quite awful. He was very right there. I spent a couple of years doing that. These are platinum discs, some in excess, Radiohead. I think that's a platinum from U2 and a gold from Sting. Might be an idea not to film that sign. And then that's our sort of McCartney bit. Some more discs down there from the Stones, and some Belinda Carlisle and Joe Cocker stuff. So you have to keep going. Make sure the kettle's sorted, and when you then you can always have a brew. Very often people come in and have a brew. That's funny, because in 2004 I won an award for an art exhibition which we ran at the Pleasure Beach. So I've been doing it for a while now. The noise you hear in the background is people coming up and down the stairs. My prints cover just about everything. This is a vintage slot machine, courtesy of Charles Hart at Hart's Amusements. This is an owl, which I worked for that image because it was in Finland. Really nice piece, and that's going to the gallery in Finland. So all sorts of things. It doesn't really matter. You just work on images and see what you come up with. This is a bicycle, which is a Brooks saddle, if you know anything about cycling, and that was in Copenhagen. So again, you know, the images come from all sorts of places. You never ever know what you're going to do. This is another guy from the Asia trip. He was in India, and that's done Warhol style, really, where you do the colours underneath and then you do the black on top. That's in Berlin, which was just a duck. I can't remember the name of the duck. I was just in like a park in Berlin. Incredible to see that there. Really nice. The studio basically is, I take anything I can lay my hands on. So this is an old trolley. Anything that's on wheels is really useful to me. So I picked that up on eBay. That means I can use that to put my paints on. All the paints I use are acrylic system 3. You can use spirit-based inks, but I don't use them at the moment. It's horrible cleaning it all up. And I've travelled quite a bit. I've actually printed in Cuba with Cuban artists in Havana, and that's why the Cuban flag's there. So you just get around when you're doing the work, and the good thing about what I do is I can go anywhere in the world, and there's a good chance I can find an artist, or I can find a studio, or I can meet up with somebody, which is really nice. You know, I've got a good working relationship with Lisbon. There's certain places in the States that I go to, and you mix with artists, and with artists what's wonderful is no one's territorial. I mean, I spent some time with a guy called Kip Gresham, who is arguably the best screen printer in the UK. He's amazing. Lovely, generous man. Spent some time with him in Cambridge, and it's to improve my skills. Everything I do, I want to do a better print. Maybe it drives people mad because I just keep putting layers and layers and layers and different colours, because that's what you can do with this process. You can just keep building up the colours. So if you make a mistake, I used to throw them away. Don't anymore. I keep going and I keep building and building and building. And that's what makes it so much fun. And this building has got some artists downstairs, photographers upstairs. It's got a woodworking man who basically, he doesn't do that much woodwork these days. He's more of an artist, Paul. So it's a real artist hub. And it's great. And we do exhibitions at Hive. We've done them at various cafes and restaurants around town. I do stuff with the Grand Theatre. We've done stuff in the Winter Gardens. We've had a pop-up shop in St John's. Completely independent artists, you know, with no funding. And the joy of that is that everybody helps everybody else and no money changes hands.
Robin, can I thank you very much?
You can, you, Colin.
Firstly, for your time, and also for the wonderful walk around that we've just had.
Smashing. Is the cheque in the post?
It's in the post.
May take a while to get here.
There's a lot of trouble with the post because there's so many people buying things online that it can't get through the parcels. But you will get it. You will get it.
Good man. Thank you for your time, Colin. Wonderful. Thank you.
Bless you. Thank you, Robin. Thank you very much from everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
To start our visits today, we are halfway down a topping street. On the left is the Washington Public House down the end there, and Iceland across the road. Now in front you will see some cars parked in a lay-by. Just out of interest, I will show you this here. Now, as you know, I do not drive, but I just point these out. These are new style parking meters. Now, I've just been told that they are not yet connected up, but obviously when at a later date these will have to be used. So to use this lay-by, it looks like you have to purchase a ticket from this machine, and you can pay via your phone or simply by cash. We've just moved a short distance down, and there is Churchill's, and across the road now we see this other public house of Champs. That looks very, very impressive now, this Champs, because it's got those brand new sandstone flagstones outside, and it's livened the what's the word? It's brightened the whole area up. It looks nice. Now I'm going to take you down this part of Topping Street that just needs to be attended to, and then the whole of the street will be completed and traffic will be able to come down here. However, that is still several weeks away, because all this area here has to be repaved, just like across the road, and the road surface will need 2 layers of asphalt. So many, many weeks yet still left in this area of Topping Street, and then there will be one cracking road and pavement area. So that's our weekly visit to Topping Street.
Our visit this week to Blackpool's Conference Centre and Hotel will start from our viewing area 2. Here is our usual view. It is okay from the security department that are here. This is what's happening this week, and we now see our final view of the build from viewing area 3. We thank very much the site for our visit, and now we must press on now to our next one. Welcome to the build of the Premier Inn. A full tour here, the rear, the side elevation and the front. Another week has passed at this build, so that means another week closer to the construction firm passing the keys over to the owners of this wonderful, wonderful build. Yes, time presses on and progress presses on, and this morning some doors arrived a few hours ago. A view of the side elevation to this build. the front of the build now, and this is where you will see progress. Can you notice at the top of the build the removal of the majority of the scaffold and the boards on the top two floors? This is where the progress is at the moment, the removal of some of the scaffold and the boards. The start to the finish of this build here at the Premier Inn. We move on now from here to the seafront. Just had a wonderful meet with the manageress of this North Pier, and I was told and advised to pop along to the Carousel Bar. That's at the end of the pier. There's a big surprise awaiting. First, there's a view of this very long pier. We have arrived outside the Carousel Family Bar. A complete refurbishment has happened here. Let's go and see it. We are inside now, and there is the bar itself. And what a transformation! You will not recognise this. It has been totally refurbished. A lovely carpet, all new seating, all new tables, and the lighting is from lanterns. Now I must apologise. The camcorder has not done this any justice whatsoever. It goes dark on me. I must stress this is a wonderful, wonderful transformation. Nobody will recognise this. Lovely white blooms all around this area here. And also you will find lots of ivy. Top quality artificial blooms and top quality artificial ivy. A superb job. You see, it's getting dark on me now with this camcorder. The lighting is via lanterns. A view out of the window so as you will know where you are, and that is in the Carousel Bar. Matching wallpaper there as well. And approaching now the bar itself. And previous to arriving there, I'd like to thank the manageress very much for this visit, and also the bar staff that were present. And again, a wonderful, wonderful transformation. You must visit here, the Carousel Bar at the end of the North Pier. What a beautiful transformation. You will really like this. The bar is now open. A warm welcome awaits you.
Very often you get them stood still for videoing.
What a lovely sight, the return of the donkeys. So good to see. And they're standing still as well, which is unusual. Oh, they're being so good for this video.
What's that? The black one.
Well, thank you donkeys very much, and I'm sure that you are glad to be back as well. As said, so great to see you.
A few steps up from the donkeys will find us at our last venue, which is the Sands Venue Resort Hotel. And you are looking at the magnificent aluminium black cladding that makes this a terrific front of the build. We are across the road now, and in front is that new bar and restaurant. We will walk down the first side of this build, which is closest to the amusement arcade. Emphasis here will be on the pavement. As you can see, it is all now finished in that lovely sandstone. And it makes it very, very wide indeed. This pavement area now is so ever so wide, a marvellous job. We'll just go up and down on this extension. And carrying on down this first side, we rapidly approach a gang here starting work to lay these sandstones adjacent to the entrance of this hotel. There they are, they're right in front of you now. There's the canopy, our first view of the canopy. Quite a lot of activity here. And I can notice there's some more aluminium black cladding in front of us now. So there may be some more work to the canopy yet. Yes, it's all in front of us now. More aluminium black cladding. Very interesting. Across the road, and we can see a view of the canopy. This protects the entrance of the hotel. Just a few paces to my right, and I will be able to show you a complete view of the rear of this building. To complete our tour, we are at the second side now, which is closest to Blackpool Tower. I have company here today. There's quite a few taxis and there's a couple in front of me, so I will have to do my best here today. Too much traffic about today to stand in the road. An opportunity to show this view. This is at the end of the second side. You'll see the promenade. There's the promenade, so you know where we are. And this awaiting now some asphalt. And this will bring our visit to the Sands Venue Resort Hotel to an end. A quick view into the build inside, and also two contractors who will enter. It is Saturday morning now, the 11th of July, and it is this side of 10 a.m. in the morning. We have an invite. The invite is to that restaurant of Matthew's. I'll just show you where it is again. We're just passing Pauline's Flower Shop, which is right next door to the Rose and Crown public house. As said, it is this side of 10 a.m. in the morning. In a couple of hours, all these tables and chairs will have people on them. It's going to be one cracking day here, all set for a marvellous sunny day today, and fingers crossed tomorrow. There we are, another sign of the Rose and Crown, just to show you where we are. This is where we go. We're going to see Matthew again in his restaurant, the shop with blue faces, and it is called, as we all know now, Garlands. Now, previously to meeting up with Matthew, I would like to show you his latest two menus. Now, this is his lunch and brunch menu. I do hope that this comes over fairly clear via this camcorder. That's the lunch and brunch menu. And now we move over to the menu of the burgers. Matthew's very proud of these. There's a black and blue Stilton, a Mexican one, a Sicilian one, a Spanish one.
Hello, and welcome to Pilkington's. You're back again this week to see what we've been up to, what we've been getting up to. So, as you can see, we've put our mirrors up, we've got all painted all this wall, painted our doors, and finally we got our hello sign up. We have a new downstairs toilet facility. And I'd like to invite you to see what we've done in our kitchen so far. So, a lovely counter, drinks, coffee, freshly ground coffee. Got my stock pot on, making the gravy for tomorrow. Pan here ready, poaching eggs. Just taking my bacon out of the oven. And over here, I'm just about to bone the lamb for Sunday. So I'm going to bone it, roll it, tie it, stuff it with some garlic, some rosemary, plenty of salt and pepper. Tastes good. So that's available tomorrow. Show you my nice new sink, because I love it. My food only sink there. We only prepare food with this sink. Okay? And as you can see, we're ready to rock and roll. So we're waiting to see you. Keep you posted.
Matthew, can I again thank you for this lovely visit, for your time, and I'm sure everybody has enjoyed this. Thank you ever so much, and all the very best in the world.
Thank you.